Catfish Johnny's Restaurant, serving the Lake Pennsauken and surrounding areas since 1990. For the last 33 years, we have strived to serve great food at great prices and a friendly, casual atmosphere. If seafood isn't your thing, our burgers or wings are the best around. We have daily specials too. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram for more information. Welcome back to another edition of the Goblay Show. I'm your host, Billy Goble, and today we have a special guest, a good friend of mine from back out over at Disney. We worked together, and we got a lot to talk about. So we're just going to go ahead and get into it. And he's got his own podcast, and so we're going to mention that too. But without further ado, please welcome to the show my good friend Nick Lammert. Nick, welcome to the show.
How's it going, Billy?
What's up, man? But my favorite tying those two with the drink thing is one of my favorite skits on SNL is Horatio Sands plays Carol. Okay. That he dresses up like a woman and he goes, "Hi, I'm Carol," and it's and so they do a skit and he's up there like at a bar and he's like, let me get and he just started, let me get a Shamrock Shake with a side of Jameson. And the guy's like, what? He's like, that's Shamrock Shake, that's McDonald's and it's July. They don't even have that's St. Patrick's Day. Right. And then he says, oh, the heck with it, just give me some Mad Dog 2020 and crush some No-Dos up in it. The worst combination of a drink you can like. Right. Oh like, man, that's like a witch hazel and Kahlua or something, you know. Him was like, oh hey, let me get your digits, you know, where it's all about the, because we didn't text, we didn't email, you know, you're like, we didn't have Facebook, nothing. So right. Charge minutes. Exactly. Free nights and weekends. Mm-hmm. So I told everybody's like, yeah, they're like, Billy, what's your number now? And I go to pull my, not that I didn't know my phone, but I was going to pull it out to get their number. And I go, oh my God, I can't find my phone. Like, and that's like losing your leg. Like, right. You know, you're like, where could I have left it? Like, and not noticed. Right. So while we were on the People Mover, it fell out of my pocket. Oh. As big as that thing was, I'm surprised that I didn't trip over it when getting out of the car.
You didn't feel like a 10-pound difference in that one pocket.
So I told him, I said, so I had the guy, you know, they had the house phones everywhere. Right. They call the People Mover. Yeah, we got it. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, all right, crisis averted, you know. So I'm like, we're done at like 3:15ish. Well, what happens then? 3:00 parade is coming down Main Street. You can't get down the road. So we're on the side where Kate couldn't park that sucker. No. So we're on Casey's side wrong side to begin with. Of the right. Street. So I'm like, and like I said, this is like my third day at Disney.
Fire hose. You're drinking from a fire hose at that point.
Yes. So I'm like, okay, I guess I got to go downstairs, like in the utilidor. So I'm like, all right. So I'm like, how hard could it be, you know? So I go down there and there's a map down there. It's like 30 years out of date. Not really, because they weren't open that much.
A big circle.
Yeah, I know. But all this
pick the right way.
But here's the thing: the stairwells and the elevators threw me off because they were all numbered, right? So I'm looking at the map and I go, all right, Tomorrowland. Let's see, stairwell 30. Let's do that one. Start walking. Music stops, you know, in that area. There's stairwell 29 and 31. There's no 30. I'm like, what? Who numbered this? So finally, I'm like, you know what? How far could 29 be off from 30? You know, so that was the elevator to go to the Plaza restaurant.
Geez. Oh my gosh, yeah,
right.
Too far.
So I'm a little far off, but not that far. I'm still, at least I'm on the right side. Right. On the right side. But I didn't know that. I know that now, but I didn't know that. I come out, the elevator pops open, and it's in the kitchen. And I didn't know that all I had to do was go out of the elevator and take an immediate left. There's double doors, and you're in the park.
Right.
That's simple. The doors open, and they're cooking, like they're cutting, like prepping, and they all go. And I'm like, hey!
Close the door.
So the guy puts his hand and he goes, "Hey man, you all right?" I'm like, "I'm just trying to get out to the park." He goes, "Dude, it's literally right here." I felt so stupid. So that was my welcome to the Magic Kingdom moment. I'm like, where every stairwell does not mean you're going to be where you are.
Where you want to be. Right. That's funny.
But jelly rolls. Those dollar ponies.
Oh yeah. What was it? It was like a $6 drink. $6 giant.
This is the 6 ounce beers they had.
It was the giant cup that they would have. It was just sugar and like a shot. But
was that what? Okay, yeah. We called the little ones ponies too. We called them, but they sold out because everybody, it's $1. I mean, come on.
Right. Oh yeah, these were the $6 solo cup drinks. Like they'd have like the Blue Hawaiian.
No, I wish I'd have known about that.
Popcorn. You knew who the cast members were because they were eating the popcorn. Like they hadn't eaten since
spicy popcorn that made you drink more.
Right. Yeah.
It was genius.
Right.
Genius.
No, Jelly Rolls was a lot of fun.
It's such a great place. There's so many places there that, I never went to PI. I never went to like out at night.
21 after 3 months after they closed PI.
Oh,
I wanted to go to 8 Tracks so bad. I wanted to go. So there was a 70s theme bar and it closed 3 months before I turned 21. So, but you know what? I would have rather been a cast member when we were than now. I think I was still Disney.
Absolutely.
It was still nostalgic. It wasn't, I feel like there was more going on there and stuff like that. So, I mean, I would have rathered the pay that they're getting now. But I mean, I started $7.25.
I started 6/9/2000.
Yep. No. No.
You're talking about pay. I thought you were talking about.
I was started $7.25. $7.25.
$6.35.
Right, and then
and minimum wage was $5.15 then.
Yep. Oh yeah, we climbed through the ranks, and I remember getting like $12, and I thought I was hot shit.
Oh my gosh, dude! I remember working at McDonald's and get paid $4.25 an hour because I was a minor.
Right. Oh, yeah.
If I don't show up to work, I gotta like half. You're taking half. If I miss Thursday, I'm gonna eat the taxes on that.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. I remember working at Six Flags as a minor. Same thing. I started working at 15 at Six Flags.
Oh my gosh!
And
golly,
it was like I had a yellow tag. I was making less, but I had to do the same thing.
Yep.
That was like compared to Disney, that was like my most favorite job working at Six Flags. It was the best.
Yeah.
I was in entertainment. I was just wide, like so innocent to the world and everything like that. And I just met the coolest people working there. And same thing with Disney. Again, you just meet some of the people from around the world. You meet young people, you meet people that are middle-aged, you meet like retirees that have done everything. And it's just, you start making you build a family,
right. Right. Hey, Nick, I see you got a top hat there. What's that top hat for?
Oh, so yeah, Billy. So part of my show is halfway through it. It's like a Spitfire round. So just random, like easy questions.
Yeah.
And so I do it on my show. We do about 5. Okay. And it's supposed to be Spitfire. That's the whole thing. Rapid fire questions.
Yeah.
But most of the time it turns into you answering, and then I like that. So then we dive into the answer.
I was going to say, is this like a cross you at Disney? It's a cross you. We're doing. We're cross you in our shows here.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So that's a great idea.
I wanted to bring a little bit of my show to yours. So
I saw the top hat. I didn't know if you were going to do a dance or like a little.
Little magic trick.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one, Bill. You ready for this? Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So Bill, I have these all written down. It's all written.
Okay. All right.
You are awesome. But if you could have one more talent, what would it be?
Duto Realty is a homegrown business with an eye for getting the job done right. From football games to Sunday school and everything in between, these ladies care about our community and the people in it. Helping buyers and sellers in all of Florida with all types of transactions, including residential, commercial, farm, or vacant land. They do it all. They even offer auction services and sellouts to always get the job done right.
You're awesome as you are.
Yeah.
We're blessed.
I wish
one thing, and it could be anything. I mean, you could wish to fly, or you could wish to have better handwriting.
Okay.
What would it be?
I would probably say I wish that I could probably maybe see, I like to talk to people, so I think my biggest thing, or maybe like, are you talking like a superpower?
No.
Or no,
if you could have one more talent. If you could have one more talent.
Oh, just a talent?
Like a talent.
Probably be able to sing like better than I do. To be better. Okay. Yeah, I like to sing. No. I mean, I don't sing in front of people, but I feel like I do a good job. But that's one man's opinion. So
right? Do you ever? I was singing the other day in the car to the kids. With some, I don't know, oldies song came on, and I have a deep voice that it is, but I dropped it like 2, and I got goosebumps, and I thought, man, Daddy's got it now. The song ends. I was like, hey guys, did you like that? And they're like, yeah. And I said, did Daddy do a good job? You sounded okay. I'm like, dang. Goosebumps, you lied to me.
There's nothing worse than having somebody go, please stop.
I live in a house full of women. That's all I hear is please
my stepkids will do that. They're like, please stop.
No, please don't, Dad. Like, I'll make like a joke, and they're like, I won't even get to the punchline. They're like, no. I'm like, come on.
Oh, dude, dad jokes are the best, man, and they hate them. I thought somebody brought back the dad jokes.
They did, but it's a viral thing now.
Like, I guess I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, Billy, what's your guilty pleasure snack? What is your midnight? What are you gonna grab?
Midnight?
Whatever, guilty pleasure snack. Like, yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. Man, it's hard to say because you gotta pinpoint that. I like everything, man. But I'll tell you one thing I do like that a lot of people don't, because they think, and I'm gonna say something that's kind of like it is not what this is not what I'm saying, but like candy corn, not that, but it's crazy like candy corn. But have you ever had
little pumpkins?
No, circus peanuts.
Oh my God, the circus peanuts! They're like the big
orange marshmallows, chemical,
like, dude, like,
yeah, man.
Okay, I'm judging, Billy. I'm judging. I'll tell you my guilty snack. My guilty snack is. Have you ever had Doritos?
Yes.
And salsa? That's my guilty pleasure.
No, but I do. Sometimes I put, when I have a sloppy Joe, I like to use the Cool Ranch Doritos with them. It's a good combo.
Next time,
yes.
Doritos and salsa.
Yes.
Okay, ready? Next one.
Yeah.
What is one word others would say behind your back to describe you? So you're not around. What would somebody say to describe you?
Wow. I don't hope. I hope it would be constructive and positive, but I'm hoping they would say funny.
Okay.
I mean, like a good word that would describe me, if I were to stay on the positive side, or optimistic, or
there we go. That's a good one. Okay.
I'll say that. Optimistic.
Okay. Silence or background noise?
Oh, background noise. Definitely. When I was doing my photography and I would have to edit photos, I would play movies. I'd have my TV on with a movie or TV show or whatever going on, and that would help me focus more. Silence is great if you if you have a headache or something, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I just
I have tinnitus, so I always have to have background noise on.
Yes.
I have to have something else to concentrate on.
Yes.
Okay. Last one, Mr. Billy.
Yes, sir.
These are all random. Okay. Just you in the car. What are you listening to? And do you sing along?
I'm gonna say 80s music, and yes, I will sing along. Yes.
There we go.
But majority of the time, like so my job during the week is I'm a school courier, and I take all the deliveries and mail and stuff all over to our district level, the schools, all different schools in the county. And during the week, it varies what day it is, but I listen to podcasts. That's pretty much how I got started here, because I thought, man, I would love to do that. But if I'm not listening to podcasts, then it's definitely 80s music, something like that. Stuff like that.
Go.
Yeah, and definitely will sing along. Yeah,
definitely. Oh yeah. Okay. And that's questions for my hat. Thank you. You survived.
Yeah, that was quick and painless. I like it.
Quick and painless. Yeah. I have all kinds in there. So
yeah, that's not a bad idea. I mean, you could theme it. You could, it
helps break it up. Because I try to hit it about in the middle of the show. Normally they're on for a reason. They're talking about whatever they do that makes them interesting, or their lives or whatever like that. And this I like, and I kind of, when me and Jason were talking, we kind of catered it to the person. Like what kind of music does Billy listen to? Like if he is sitting there, is he listening to something, or is it background? Is it silent? It kind of gives you another level of them, that you might not know if you're not personally friends with them or something like that.
But it also makes you feel more human,
right?
Mm-hmm. Because you're seeing what what their preferences are, or what they like, and what they don't like, and all that stuff. So yeah, I like it.
Making anybody feel more human, even when you're out and about in the world. If somebody has a name tag on, say their name, right? Or ask, how do you pronounce your name, or something like that. Because I can guarantee you will get better anything if you are kind, courteous to them, and you use their name multiple times and stuff like that. Like in an instance, like you break that barrier down, and it's almost like for them too. It's like, okay, they see me as a person, so I'm going to treat them as a person. Because everybody knows a job's a job, man. You're just you've got to get through. Some people just have to get through their job. Some people have to do their job. Some people have to think really, really hard about their job. Some people are just, it's a mundane thing, and they're just like, I'm just going through the motions. But the minute that you kind of throw them off, in a good way, right? Like hey Billy, how's it going today? Or how much longer you got, or something. Like you make them feel like you kind of skip their record a little bit in the best way. And I always say you get better service that way.
Well,
as long as you're genuine.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to be genuine, and you just treat people like you would want to be treated. I mean, it's not
why it's number one.
It's one of the easiest things to do. The things that matter the most, if you notice, are they don't cost anything. Mm-hmm. If you smile at somebody, you just talk to somebody, that's not costing you anything. Ask them how their day is. A lot of people, you'll find that all they want to do is talk. I know you do get the people that you go, so a couple weeks ago we went to it's near Destin. It's a place called Niceville. We played a football game. After the football game, we're in the car, and it's 10:30 at night. We're hungry, and so we're driving through I'm probably going to be like, people are like, what? But I'd never been to a Whataburger.
We just got one in town. I haven't been yet.
Well, I never really been to one. I've seen them, but never stopped at one. So this is my first experience. I had no idea what they had. So after studying the menu,
burgers, I would say.
Well, yes, burgers. Whataburger. I'm talking about I'm very not picky, but like I want to know what kind of milkshakes they got. I want to know what are their side items. So whatever. So I'm like, I'm just gonna get me a milkshake. So we order, and we get up there, and the girl that's taking the money, she's very, very nice, and she's got blue and purple hair. Okay, that's fine. So I just was being nice, and I said, "Hey, I like your hair. Looks good." And then I got a 15-minute, almost 15 minutes. I feel like 15 minutes. It's probably about 5 because I had to wait on the food. But I got this story about how she got it done, how her ex-husband was in the room with their kids. And I'm like, what is... So when... After I got done with the food and paid and went to leave willingly,
right.
I looked at my wife and I said, why did I ask her that? Or why did I tell her that? Is the exterior of your home or business covered in dirt, mildew, or mold? Driveway or walkway stain? Pressure King can make your siding, deck, vents, and concrete look new again with no damage. Pressure King has cleaned the exterior of houses and businesses all over Sumter County area. Usually it takes less than a day and costs less than you would expect. Call AJ at 352-457-7209. But so what I'm saying is that it comes and it can come with the territory. You ask.
Right. You ever do the dad thing, like where you say something and you're just like, I don't know, like we go to the grocery store and like if I can carry the bags and like I'll return the cart.
Yeah.
Like the other day I was returning the cart and here comes somebody and I was like, oh, you want the cart? And they're like, yeah. And I said, oh, it's all gassed up and ready to go. And I start walking away and they kind of laugh and I'm like, and I walk away going, where did that gassed up and ready to go? It's a shopping cart. I made them laugh.
Yes,
and they're probably
that's what it's all about.
Because, and I'm like, well, where? It's the dad. That dad just goes.
I do that all the time. Do it all the time. And Nicole, my wife, says, she looks at me. She goes, "Stop." I know I can't help it. Like one time I said, we were at the grocery store and then it was a tomato or orange and it fell off. And I said, if they didn't want them to roll, they should have made them square. And they just every time or this is the best one. This I get the kids all the time of this and they hate it. But there's a restaurant in town and the lady asked me if I want super salad, but she said it so fast that I thought she said super salad.
Like a super salad,
like a huge, big old salad, like and I'm like,
like a superhero salad.
Yeah, I'm like with my work buddies at the time, and I'm like, super salad. That sounds really good.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And the guy I was working with, my buddy goes, I don't think that's what she said. I was like, got it. So I say that when somebody says super, so we went down south to Jace had a football game down there. And we had dinner that night and the lady says super salad. And I go, and I looked at everybody at the table and everybody's going, don't do it. And I was like, I would love a super salad. And she was like, the classic, like, she's like, yeah.
I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah. And then,
like somebody's name, like you make a joke of their name and like, oh,
and then another one another one I do is when they come up at the end. I've heard this from a friend of mine. His dad used to say it all the time. They go, you want a box? And I go, I'd rather wrestle. I think I can take you.
I love that. I like that.
You want a box? I'm like, I'll just wrestle you. Yeah. You want to wrestle? Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So just stupid stuff like that. But it's great. You just like, I don't know. Yeah. Hey, before we get out of here, I got one. Yeah. Let me get one more question from you.
Oh, good.
Since you're a Disney guy,
I'm in.
What do you think of all this changes that is coming? Like they're getting rid of Tom Sawyer Island. They changed the Country Bears. They're trying to get rid of Muppets. Is it just me, or can we just? I mean, if we have so much
that's
land,
not the change that I would be worried about.
What is the change that you're worried about?
So, I think you brought it up earlier, like Carousel of Progress. There's things in that park. There's things in those parks that are, I think, mainstays. Like, I think that they should stay. And I think other things are tradable. Like Stitch's Great Escape. It's tradable. Get it out of there, right?
Yep.
Tom Sawyer's Island. It's cute, but what does it do? Like, it's hot. Nobody needs to go over there. Could you expand it, right? Muppets. Muppets isn't a thing anymore. Muppets is a thing. It's somebody's heart, but really, when you look at it, it's like, you can't. it's more of an idea than a blockbuster.
Yeah,
right?
I get what you're saying.
So, I mean, I think things are fine. Do I think we needed to take, retheme Splash Mountain? No. Could they have given Tiana her own ride? Yes. Things like that. I think, certain things in the parks are a little bit way more laxed than when we were there, and I think that's where some of it's lost. But as far as like bringing in new rides and stuff like that, if you're not saying, hey, let's bulldoze Space Mountain to put something else bigger in, then you're fine. But do they need to rethink some of their rides, like Guardians of the Galaxy? Fantastic. I think that's a really cool ride. Tron, is it worth it? No, it's a very short ride. Like, look at what you're going to do, look what you're going to put in there, and think if it's going to be worth it, right? Would I wait 20 minutes to ride Tron? No. Maybe 20 minutes. Anything longer than that, the ride's not worth it. When you go in, there's no theming whatsoever, nothing. I was so surprised there's no theming to that. But and actually I always made the joke that I worked in Magic Kingdom, and I have never ridden the riverboat ever. That was like kind of like my
really?
I've never done that before. And they're like, really? What, you used to work there? I was like, no, I just never. And then for me, it was like one of those things like I can say I never did it. Do I feel like I'm going to miss out because I never got to do it? No. It was a boat that went around Tom Sawyer's Island. I've been to Tom Sawyer's Island. I've ridden the train. You've seen everything the riverboat can. But do I feel like my kids are going to lose out on their childhood because they can never run around Tom Sawyer's Island? No, because I took them to Tom Sawyer's Island. They hated it. They thought it was scary. No. Can you innovate and can you change? Like, yes, but look at certain things like even Country Bears. Yes, please amp it up. Do you like, if they said, listen, are we going to change Blood on the Saddle to, working 9 to 5? Please, by all means, change out the music. It's like, that's like saying, like, I want to go to a Rolling Stones concert and I only want them to play the same 5 songs every time. No, they're going to play the same 5, but they're also going to play other ones from their album. So you have an attraction like Country Bear that you can keep the bears, but they can sing different things. That's fantastic, right? But like things that make the park, like Space Mountain or It's a Small World or Carousel of Progress, or People Mover, like, no, like those have to stay. Like, but even like People Mover, should they put more in there to make it more interesting? Yes, please change that up a little bit. It's Tomorrowland. I'm so surprised between Tomorrowland is the one that hasn't changed the most. Like they just added Tron. Okay, cool, but they still have Buzz Lightyear. Update it, if anything. Like the technology from 20 years ago is better than it is now. It's better now than it was 20 years ago. Like Stitch is empty. Why did they have a terrifying ride as like Stitch? Like, I get it was $1 million, millions of dollars they invested in Alien Encounter. That didn't work because it was terrifying. So let's put Stitch in there. Oh, great. Let's terrify people and blame it on Stitch. I worked that ride. It was terrible. It was a terrible ride. Attraction. It's not even a ride, but like, so certain mainstays, keep it, right? Can you change the music? Can you update it? Like I would love to go into Country Bear and hear the different things. I always laughed at Country Bears going, like, this guy's thinking about blood on his saddle. Like, the guy had the wrong girlfriend. She had blood everywhere. Like, it was bad, like amp it up a little bit. Same with the Tiki Room. Like, they update, how many Tiki sounds they have? Make it Moana. Bring in Moana songs every once in a while or something like that. Like keep the ride, keep what that makes it special, but you can change it up a little bit. Like, they have to look at Tomorrowland, amp up Astro Orbiter, make them look.
I can't believe that's still around. I'm like, it's a space Dumbo. That's all it is.
Like, whenever I started working there, I was very surprised on how many Dumbos they had in Magic Kingdom. Like, they have the Aladdin's Magic Carpets, they have Astro Orbiter, they have Dumbo, they added a Dumbo, like, and it, they're just spinny rides, and you have to, it's so inefficient. You can only put so many people in an elevator to take the elevator up to then bring the elevator down. And I'm like, dude, like, this is so inefficient. But at least change the theming of it. It's Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland should be changing with the times. Like, that's what the whole point of Carousel of Progress, right? Like, I think yes, they should change the last scene of Carousel of Progress to make it updated.
Of course.
Because everything else is historically accurate.
Right.
But the last scene is supposed to be now. Make it now. Give them a flat screen TV. Give them an Alexa. Give them, an iPhone. At least update the kids' video game. Like, come on,
Promotional consideration paid for by the following: Webster Ace Hardware and Farm Supply are generous sponsors for today's podcast. They have been a family-owned business for 27 years. This helpful hardware store sells items such as archery, Ariat clothing and boots, Wrangler jeans, case knives, Hammond's candies, and live fishing gear. They also have a full selection of hardware, RV supply, propane, Ben Moore, Royal & Clark, and Kingston paints. You need a barn or fencing job done? Custom barn kits and roofing metal are provided at your local Ace Hardware store. What about a new grill for the yard? Traeger, Big Green Egg, Weber, and Blackstone are found here, along with all the accessories to go with it. Stock up your workshop with DeWalt, Milwaukee, or Craftsman tools. They got you covered. Remember to go to ace.com to shop their entire line to have items shipped directly to the store.
You're like, oh, it's the 90s. He's playing Atari. It's like, no, like give him, World of Warcraft. I don't know, something, Call of Duty. No, they wouldn't do that. But you know what I mean? Like,
So if you could bring back a ride that has been gone,
Mr. Toad.
You bring back Mr. Toad.
I think Mr. Toad. I think. I mean, Winnie the Pooh's cute, and stuff like that. But Mr. Toad was fun.
Even Winnie the Pooh is outdated. It's like that opened in '98. I mean, my God, you're talking about almost 30 years ago.
And you know what? Too, I don't think that they do as good of a job as the Keep Up. Going back, I'm really surprised on, they used to shut stuff down to repaint it and keep it up and keep it going and make the ride look nice and stuff like that. I couldn't tell you when we did the Winnie the Pooh ride, how many of the little things on the line didn't work. And I'm like, why do that? But then I think Disney shoots itself in the foot because they bring in these people, they kind of like, that they don't have a concept of this is going to be used, beaten, played with, tried to pull off the wall. As much as it is, they come in with the design and say, oh, this will be cute, and then it'll be great, like, oh, the theming will be fantastic, and then they lose this. Nobody's going, well, wait a second, the kids are going to be jumping on this and pulling on this and twisting this 1,000 times a day and stuff like that, and then you get the engineers that have to keep it running, and they don't have those pieces. They were specifically made for that. It's not like a regular gear and pulling. It's like, no, like if there's 7 things to do in the Winnie the Pooh ride area, I think that little bumblebee thing was about the only thing that worked. And then they do gross things like the honey wall, like where you move the honey with your hand. Yeah. Is that cool? Yes. But is it disgusting?
Yeah. Staph infection.
It is disgusting. So come up with different things.
I think I agree with you on that. But here's the deal: is like with that concept, that ride has only a certain amount of space. You know what I'm saying? Like you can only go. It's like, what did they replace? And it was like, I'm like, guys, this is literally the same freaking thing that was here last time. It's just different. And I'm not talking about Tiana's ride. It was. Well, I don't remember what it was, but I'm like. Like I got to ride just a couple months ago, and I know I'm late to the party, but I got to ride the Runaway Railway, the Mickey's. But if I had my way, they wouldn't have got rid of the Great Movie Ride because it was classic.
Just update it.
Right. That's update it. That's all you got to do.
They could have put Mine Train somewhere else, but update the movie. Update it. That's the thing. They need to update it, And,
is it cute? Yes, it's a great little.
It's a great ride.
It's a great little ride. But man, when you rode, the Great Movie Ride, you were going to stop at least twice. You were stopping for either the cowboy scene or the gangster scene, and then you had to stop for the very end when they did the Indiana Jones thing. Right. And
that was cool. And then you got to see the movies on the screen.
Right.
And you're just like, oh man, I get to see the different things. Like, yes, update it. Like keep the Wizard of Oz scene. That's a classic movie. But does any kid give a shit about Casablanca? No, nobody cares about that.
Nobody knows. That's one of my favorite movies.
Nobody knows it.
Yeah.
But nobody knows it. Like, and that's why I don't understand like movies nowadays. Why are they remaking movies from 20 years ago? Yeah. Remake Casablanca. Remake Queen of the Nile. Remake movies that are so slow that nobody will watch them, but they are fantastic movies. But nobody like art, like I even say almost my generation or newer, they won't watch those because 5 minutes in and you don't even know the premise of the movie yet. Meanwhile, 5-minute movie now, it's almost over. Like it's like, you know, like you get it, you know, remake those movies. Don't touch this the stuff now. Like it's silly, you know.
Well,
Disney needs to look at stuff, and I think updating is for certain things. But would I have taken away Splash Mountain? No, I would have given Tiana her own ride.
Right.
You know, that type of thing.
Right.
Yeah, because that would be like Haunted Mansion. Like, oh, we need a Captain Hook ride because he's coming out in a new movie or something like that. Like, just repurpose it. No. It's you know, but even that, update some of the gags. Update it, make it look. You can't tell me that that hallway with the flying thing can't look cooler.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Like, update it. Like you know, they updated what's her name, Madame Leota in the ball. But you can make that look cooler. Like explain that part of the ride. It's, you know, I don't know. Some of it I think that they could make a little bit better, but the mainstays keep it, you know.
Right. No, and you know, you bring up a valid point. We've got other attractions like
think of the Tree of Life. Like get Bug's Life out of there. It was a cute movie, but it's not a classic.
But that's almost been 30 years as well. I mean, they're going to get rid of Dinosaur, right?
Get it out. Put another show in there.
But what about the racetrack? I mean, couldn't we just can we at least update those cars at least?
I am so mad because I only knew Test Track, right? Like that's it. And then I go to Dollywood, and Dollywood has an electric, like 1960s car, so you can ride in a Bel Air, you can ride in a Camaro, you can ride in you know, these different cars. And then you go to Disney and it's Tomorrowland Speedway and you are using a gas powered car. Update it, make it electric, make them battery, make them charge as they go. So just things like that. That's the thing is, I think there's certain things that shouldn't change, but at some things I think they need to be like, we need to update it.
Right.
It just makes sense.
Right. No, and that's what happens. You get the things that make sense. Nobody wants to do. You know, we always, you know, we used to say Disney doesn't make sense. They make magic.
But you know, some things that they take away that they do, like the Kingdom Keepers. Remember that? Like the card game? People, that was fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
You know, that was so great. You know, it's like a distractor from the other stuff. Like give the people like that go all the time, or you know, takes them out of the line to do other things. Like in Pirates in Adventureland, they had that thing, the Pirate Adventure.
Pirate map.
Stuff to me like that is like gags that can change. Like the Kingdom Keepers. You have an entire library of Disney characters that you can go back and make a little portal for, and cards for, and specialty things, and little gags on the pirate, you know, bottles move and all this. Like that stuff like that should change after like every 2 years, or like update. I mean, anything with the screen. Come on, bro! Like get that moving. Get that.
I'm actually surprised they still have the shooting range.
No, that's out. They're taking.
Is it gone?
That's gone. That's PC, man. You can't do that anymore.
Oh yeah. When did they take that out?
They're replacing it with something. I'm not sure.
Oh, gotcha. Was that recent?
Yeah. Very recent. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say the last time I was there, it was still there, but
very recent.
Wow. Oh yeah. I mean, I understand, but I'm just saying, I'm surprised.
Things like you said Muppets though. I didn't mean to cut you off, but Muppets, they did a little Muppet thing outside the Hall of Presidents.
Liberty Square, yeah.
Do that. Have the Muppets pop up, please.
That was great.
Muppets pop up. You have like going to Dollywood, you see different shows all over the place. Interchanging shows, all this other stuff. You can't tell me that they can't make certain things like that just pop up different places and have it like special and sparked and everything like that. Like even like Dino Land. Like that whole little area of Dinoland, dude, waste of space. That is a carnival area.
There's a freaking alligator in there on display.
Get it out of there. It's the only ride that was kind of neat was the roller coaster that spun. But everything else was it was a Dumbo ride.
They have Dumbo ride.
Carnival games. Dude, get it out of there. Put something. You were Disney. How is Universal getting way more? And I think Universal definitely stepped up their game ever since Harry Potter.
For almost 30 years, 75 Chrome Shop has been a family-run business with a dedicated team of longtime employees. We stay ahead of the curve in the ever-changing trucking industry, providing top-notch customer service and product knowledge. Whether you're looking for the latest chrome accessories or hard-to-find parts, we've got you covered. We offer aftermarket chrome for all big rigs, custom vinyl lettering, acrylic signs, and tags. Our 10,000 square foot facility, the oldest chrome shop in the South, houses a mechanic shop for oil and tire changes and chrome installation. Plus, we have a huge selection of lights for every vehicle on the road. Don't miss our annual truck show every April, featuring over 200 trucks and family-friendly entertainment. Visit 75 Chrome Shop today, your truck's new best friend. Yes.
They came in and Harry Potter, where you're zooming around and doing all this other stuff. And I think actually at that point said, oh shit. Because they're like, okay, well, we can't keep it mainstay anymore. We have to get technological. And Universal has been like, you know what? Hold my beer. That's exactly what and they're like, we're going to build an entire other park. We're going to bring in Mario. We're going to bring in, I saw something, they were testing a flying dragon over their Epic universe. And then, and then that was online. And then they're bringing in their Universal monsters. They're like, wait a second. You know how much money we make in the month of September, October on Halloween Horror Nights? Is astronomical.
Yeah,
they're like, we're building this other park. We're going to build a horror land, dude. Smart. And I think Disney's reacting. They're going, okay, let's take out these other mainstays. And but I think at the same time, I think Disney's going, okay, we're going to take out Tom Sawyer's Island, so let's bring in Ursula's Revenge. Does anybody give a shit about Ursula? No. Bring in something that means something. You know, they did that with Moana at Epcot. That's a neat that fits in with Epcot. You walk through, it's water, it's all that fun stuff. You know, that's a really, really neat, you know. But I don't know. They sometimes I feel like they just kind of, who has the best idea in the room, but is it the best idea?
But I don't think that taking like I made a point to someone and I like Star Wars, but I'm not a Star Wars fan. I'm not going to go I don't go to Hollywood Studios just for Star Wars. I go there for the other rides. But I think they killed that Hollywood Studios theme by putting all that. Not only that, but half the park is Star Wars.
Yeah.
So why not just call it Star Wars Park or something, you know?
But you know what? They lost it. They should have kept that era of this is how we make movies.
Yes.
You know, when they had the Streetmosphere characters that came out and they were the director and they did all that other stuff, that kept the movie theme, right?
Right.
You know, the great movie ride walked you through movies.
Yep.
You know, update the movies. Nobody cares about the people that, you know, the underwater swimmers or
James
update the scenes, right? Like make it, I don't know, the Gangster in the Western, that was fun. People get it, but like Indiana Jones, that's a staple, right? But update some of that and it'll kill. Like that was like the heart of the park. Like that was like, this ride shows that this park is about making movies.
Yes.
You know, Star Wars is still neat because they still show like some parts you can still kind of see the facade and stuff like that, but at the expense of ripping out a car ride that showed how they did car movies,
right?
You know, certain things you got to look at it. It's not, is it Disney Hollywood Studios? No, it's Disney Movie Park now.
Yeah,
because they took out the element of this is how movies are made. This is how we make movies.
But it's also, you know, like you take for instance Epcot. You talking about updates? I mean, my God, Martin Short. Does he still do the video in Canada?
Yeah, he still does. Yeah, but you know what? On an aspect of it, Epcot I think is the best park.
I love Epcot. I love Epcot. Don't get me wrong. But the China video, France, Canada, they can all be updated. I mean, look what they did to I love Soarin'. I love the original Soarin'. But Soarin', the new one's good too.
Same thing. That's the thing. Soarin' is the perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Yep.
They took a mainstay ride and they updated it. Thank you. Right. It's not a grainy picture anymore.
Right.
The you know, cuts between the scenes with like the whale jumping in and the wave coming up. Perfect. Right. Mm-hmm. There's things now that you can do that the technology is there to make what you have better.
I was going to say with AI coming out, We could. I mean, they just said that like most of the production that we'll have in the future will be AI. Well, it won't be. They won't have a need for a studio like a production studio. They said Tyler Perry was going to build like an $800 million production facility, and they stopped because they found this AI tool that's coming up. I mean, it's like not an app or something, but it's like a
GPT.
Yeah, exactly. A chatbot. It's something that's gonna be a game changer. And I'm sure, at first there's gonna be bugs, there's gonna be things you gotta work on, but just like AI was, the first AI was really, really bad, but it's got so good. I think
you're gonna run into the digital, like the digital era, and you're still but the records. Like people are going to still want their vinyl. Still, people are still going to want movies that are written by people, directed by people, have people in it, and stuff like that. But I think Disney has an area that they could. I think they stopped being innovators. I think they just looked at what they had to work with and kind of built around it, and they didn't bring in Space Mountain was ahead of its time. They brought in technology that wasn't. They built technology that wasn't there. And I don't think that they're doing that anymore. I think they're going, oh shit, look at what Universal's doing. We need to keep up. And that's what their answer is. They're building new areas and taking down new stuff because Universal took the initiative and said, we're going to knock down Woody Woodpecker's zone and build something, Shrekland, which is too late. I mean, Shrek was years and years ago. They should have done it sooner, but it still works. People like Shrek. And now they're building Epic Universe. I think that's what it's called. And Disney's now I feel like Disney's 3 steps behind.
Yep. They should have done this about, 10 years ago.
Yeah. Explain to me why they're coming out with a Moana 2, and then a year later they're coming out with a Moana live action.
You never know. I don't. Like I said, it doesn't make sense. It's like, I mean, how many Star Wars things are there going to be? It's like,
well, Star Wars is fun though because it's not. It's a continuation. It's different parts of the story. It's a whole universe. I really like Star Wars, Star Trek, anything in the galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy, because it allows for new stories, new worlds, new things. When you tie Earth too much, it kind of limits you to a fact because we only have certain technologies and all this other stuff.
Right.
But the Star Wars, I like the Mandalorian. It's in the universe. Is it tied? Is it like a link between the Star Wars that we know? Yes.
Yeah.
But is it just based around Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker? No. It's very good like that. So I like stuff like that. But stop stealing past stories. Stop making remakes.
That's what I'm saying.
Making live action.
Absolutely.
It's like, because it's like I've just saw Moana and now you're giving me 5 years later a live action Moana. Why just keep it animated?
So it's like you have Mandalorian, and then you got Ahsoka, and then you have what's the other guy? Then you had
Boba Fett.
Yeah, and you had Obi-Wan.
Right.
And then you had it's like, all right, when does Jabba the Hutt get his? Like, when is this? When does the guy that's in the band get his own? The elephant dude.
I really think, Billy, that it's going to change now that Bob's back.
Yeah.
I really think those kind of years that other guy was in there, that's where we got this Osaka, and that's where we got this other kind of forced down our throat stuff. And I really think that Marvel kind of kept it together as long as they could. I think now they're still pushing stuff. And I think now it's going to get back to, what it was. Is it interesting? Can they pull like even like Marvel, like why is Robert Downey Jr. coming back? Because they need his box office money. They needed him. They shouldn't have killed him off in the first place. But you're going to get to a point of like, why aren't you pulling from a different? I'm just waiting for Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman to be cast in Marvel. Now it's like a pull from a different pool of people. Like Chris Evans can only play so many Marvel characters.
Well, that's
different. Get us different actors in. There's actors like there's that Eternals movie that bombed, right? Because it had too many people that you didn't really give a shit about, and you had superheroes that you really didn't give a shit about. But like, get superheroes in there that I think for a while Marvel understood that they had, actors like Hulk. Hulk couldn't be in his own movie. He had to be a sub character, sidekick in another, like in a movie. You can't give him, he doesn't talk. Now that he talks, it might be a little bit different, but you can't do that. they understood that, and they brought individual movies to bring a collection in. But I feel like they lost their A team. Gotcha. With like Robert and Chris and Thor and then even like and I know you said 20 minutes ago that we should be over, but like certain things. It just came out, like the new Beetlejuice movie came out, right? And Michael Keaton was in an interview, and he said, "Listen, I'll come back, but I'm not going to come back because Beetlejuice worked so well. I'm not going to come back and be in most of the movie." He goes, "In the original Beetlejuice movie, I was in it this much." He goes, "And in this movie, in Beetlejuice, I will be in it this much."
Whether your water is supplied by a public municipality or a private well, for residential or commercial use, Purified Water Services LLC has the solutions to provide you with simply clean water. We offer a complete line of professional water filtration equipment and accessories. Soft water makes a difference you can see and feel. Water heater and appliances last longer with less maintenance. Iron and H2S filters eliminate iron stains and offensive rotten egg odors, and protects your water softener equipment from iron fouling. No matter what your problem is, Purified Water Services LLC has a solution. Contact Kenny Williams at 352-446-2709.
He goes, "I'm not going to come in." It worked because I was in it this much, right?
Right.
And I think like the new Thor, like Thor Ragnarok was they recognized Guardians and how well that did. And they were like, you know what? If you watch the other Thor movies, you're lucky people stuck with Thor. Thor is an amazing character, and Thor was amazing when he was with the collaboration of people, but his movies by themselves were dark and like grungy and like, but then Ragnarok came out, and I feel like everybody got a resurgence of Thor. And and it was only because they took what worked in Guardians, but then you got Love and Thunder, and I feel like they did what Michael Keaton said not to do. I think they gave it they were like, this is what worked in Ragnarok. Like, hey, I know him from work. They took that and just blew it up, and that's why Love and Thunder didn't work, because they made it too comical, too out there, too whimsical, and it was like, and you lost people again.
Right. No, I get it. I completely agree with you. I just, you keep doing these remakes, and you keep, like I said, like I'm waiting for Deadpool to be in Star Wars one day. I mean, they're gonna they cross universes or something like that. There was a wormhole, and he got there somehow. Well, I mean, I may have just given them an idea.
Beetlejuice. Look at these movies that they're taking that were from when we were kids, and they're coming out with sequels now. Do you know why they're doing it, right? Do you know why?
I have no idea.
Money.
Yeah.
We're no longer children. Yeah. We are adults that buy toys. Look at the shelf behind you. Look at me. I'm going to try to look at this. Look at. We buy the toys, man.
Yes.
And that's why they're capitalizing on us. We have our own money. We will spend it on nostalgic stuff.
Yes.
That's why they're bringing back the nostalgia, because they can make money off of that.
Absolutely.
Do we want it? I mean, I went and saw Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
But then I realized, they're capitalizing on us. But at the same time, I'm like, that's fine, because I still wanted to see the movie.
Right.
Was it worth it? No. See it at a discounted rate. Don't go see Beetlejuice.
I was going to say, it wasn't worth it. But normally the sequel's not as good, except for there's a couple of movies that the sequels
sometimes and you know what? Do they have to be better than the original? Yeah. No. Do you have to be just as good? Yes.
See, if you ask me, Terminator 2 was better than Terminator 1.
Oh yeah, dude.
I know.
But you needed.
You know why?
You needed Terminator
because he was the bad guy in the first
Terminator 2 better. That's why.
Right.
And what did he do in Terminator 2? He became more human.
The human and the hero.
Human aspect, and he was the hero. But you couldn't, if you watch Terminator 2, it wouldn't be as good as Terminator 2 is without Terminator 1.
Absolutely. You're almost
the same thing. That's why they were on like Terminator Salvation, Terminator 7, Rambo 18. Like they kept these guys going because it's the same guy, you know. But it's nostalgia. You'll go out and buy the Rambo headband. You'll go out and buy this. You'll buy the Deadpool gin that they came out with. We'll buy the merchandise because we have nobody can tell us no except for our wives.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
We have
what are you doing with that?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's the whole vinyl over digital thing, right? Our generation will buy tickets and go to the movies.
Right.
This newer generation's like, I'll wait till it comes out.
Right.
I don't have to. Why would I want to go to the movie theater and pay $18 to go see a movie and $8 to get a box of Dum Dums that I can go down to Dollar Tree and get for $1.25?
Have you seen the guy? Nostalgia. Have you seen the guy that carried he had a baby carrier? You should do this because I know you have one. You'll have one handy. He put like a whole bunch of food in it.
Oh, really? That's a good
carried idea. Into the movie theater, and he was like, open it up, and he's like sitting there eating like food.
That's funny. Yeah.
And he's like, you know, they're not going to question it.
Right. Yeah.
Baby sleeping.
Yeah. No, and I think, is there something special to a movie theater? Yes.
Yeah.
But don't make it. There's no reason to make the movie ticket $16.
No. You're cutting your own throat when you do that. Yeah.
You can't I can't take my family to go see the movies. I want to go see the movie.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Now, one thing that Disney did well that is taking over the world is popcorn buckets.
Oh yeah.
Popcorn buckets. Now they're at the movie theater. The
I didn't know that.
Buckets.
I didn't know that.
They're all over the place. Everybody's in popcorn buckets. This and themed popcorn buckets and Deadpool popcorn buckets and all this other stuff.
I can't tell you. I can tell you the last time I went to a movie, and I'll tell you I have a really quick story, and then I got to let you go. So during COVID, I started dating my wife, and
congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. I wanted to do something really special for her. Well, where we live, about 30 minutes away, there's a movie theater, and I just so happened to be on Facebook, and I'm looking at this thing. I'm scrolling. Somebody had posted like, if you go here, you can take 6 people or pay for 6 tickets, 6 people, and you can rent out the entire movie theater. So for $60, you get the whole theater. You know how that is like when I was coming out of high school, early 20s. That was birthday party. That was a baller move right there. Right. That is a gangster move. That is somebody. That is how somebody like either.
That's how you showed what you got, buddy.
Yeah, you either flaunted.
Bought out a movie.
You either flaunted it or you were going to ask your girlfriend to marry you. That was one of the things that.
Right.
So I said, you know what? I'm going to do it because I think it's something really cool. It'd be special. Yeah. She'll never forget it.
Yeah, it's a special thing.
You know what the movie was? Back to the Future.
Oh, you got to pick the movie?
No. Oh. Well, yeah. I mean, whatever they had, but they were playing old movies because Hollywood was shut down. So they were playing old movies. Movies. Back to the Future came out in 85. I was 3 years old. I didn't get to see it in the theaters. Right. So nostalgically, I got to see Back to the Future on the big screen. Right. And I was sitting there with my girl. Right. And we had the entire theater to ourselves. Yeah. And it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And I told my brother, I was like, yeah, this is what I did. He goes, Billy, Back to the Future is on Netflix.
So what, man? Like you said,
I know.
It's your vinyl. It's your vinyl.
Exactly. It was so cool. But I was like, but that is the last time. That was 2020. That was the last time I've been to the movie theaters. I mean, it was
really?
Like, dude, and that, I went
the other day. I went when Frozen Empire came out. Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire.
Yeah.
I went opening day. And again, same thing. I was not born when the original Ghostbusters came out. So when I wanted to see Frozen Empire opening weekend, I went at like a 9:30 movie. I showed up. I got the popcorn bucket. I got my cup. I got my themed cup. I'm sitting there. I walk in 5 minutes before the movie started. Nobody was in there.
Wow.
I got the entire movie theater to myself. Opening night to watch Ghostbusters. And then I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan. And we went to go see Beetlejuice. We saw it. It came out Friday. We saw it on Sunday. Same thing. Me and my 3 buddies. Only people in the movie theater. So it was cool.
Now, did you shush people that because you have to do that? You're like, you got to have that atmosphere. You're like, shh.
Yeah, I didn't want my neighbor to slap me.
Movie's on. Silence your phone, please.
It was actually kind of fun because we could just talk. We're like, oh, that was funny.
Yeah,
what are they
yeah.
doing that for? Yeah.
So you're like master. What is that called? The
3000.
Yeah, you see the
Mystery
people.
Theater 3000.
Yes. Yeah, you're like, what's this guy doing?
Why is he talking? That has to be left out. Oh man, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Well, Billy, sir, I'm ready for part 2. You just invite me back, sir. And we'll
yes,
talk
sir.
About
I would love to have you back on, Nick. It's great to catch up with you. Yeah. I'm glad that you're doing so well. Congratulations on your podcast.
Thank you.
Listen, hang in there. But picture this. You got to think of it as a marathon and not a race. You gotta like a sprint. There's gonna be times where you're like, oh my gosh, why am I doing this? But I love doing this, and that's why I do it. It's because I love it. And I know I feel the same way. I could tell that you share the same feelings about it, and you're very passionate about it, just like I am. So, but I'm glad you're great. Congratulations on your family. Go to Costco, get that stuff ready for the birthday party next year.
Yes, sir.
Costco's gonna be like, all right, next year, let's load him up on a flatbed.
This isn't the last time you've seen me, sir.
Yeah, exactly. But I wish you continued success and thank you for coming on. And I'm glad that we got to catch up. And man, we had some great times over there in Orlando, man.
Always
I'm telling
always laughing.
When
10 years, but yesterday. Yeah.
Now, when I get older, I'm going to watch these. I'm going to hopefully YouTube will keep all this stuff on there,
it's in the internet. It's everywhere.
And I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm going to forget half these stories and stuff. So that's why I'm glad I'm doing this as well because. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks, Billy. You have a good night, sir.
Yeah, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. That was Nick Lammert, a good buddy of mine from Disney, and we want to thank all you guys for joining in. I want to thank my sponsors for their help, and without their help, this is not possible. So once again, thank you for all the support and the love, and we appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Take care.